Hey everyone, welcome to Opportunity Embassy. Today we are lucky enough to be given a tour and some insight into Joel's business here at IMC, International Mascot Corporation.
This is what we call our production control area. And this is where all of the information that is needed to detail how something has to be built, what it looks like, is all assimilated in here so that there's a proper handoff from the sales division into the manufacturing or operational division.
How did you get into, this business to begin with mascots? It's kind of a strange thing in the oil
oil industry. It's funny, you never realize what you're going to do when you're young. These work orders detail everything. First of all, the design, and then all the fabrics to be used, what has to be purchased, the quoted hours for the project, quality control forms, design checks to ensure that we're on track in terms of design, we're building it properly. It goes all the way through for different departments. You have finishing, you have sculpting, you have the sewing department. I went to college with two friends. We started a company out of college called Schema Dream, which was a special events agency. Basically, we went around and they did singing telegrams and balloons. It was actually started by Dean Bai and Brian Baker, my two ex-partners, and I joined them a couple of years later after graduating. So that was in 1979. I joined them in 81. And as part of what we were doing, we needed costumes. And we couldn't find what we wanted. Plus, we'd all met at college, and we had a business education, and we understood the importance of brand recognition, branding. So we had our own character as part of the Schema Dream brand. It was a gorilla called Mr. Giorilla. So you can't just go find a Mr. Giorilla costume in the marketplace. So we decided we'd have to build our own. And we did more and more of that just for our own purposes. And then our customers started to see that we had some neat looking costumes right here in Edmonton. And then they would say, well, where did you get your costume? And we said, well, we made it. I said, well, can you make me one? In this department, this is our major sewing division here, and we do one-outs, we do some duplicates, and we do large multiples of all different types of costumes. First of all, it's kind of a hand process where we actually cut out foams based upon patterns to create shapes. That's this material here, which is a lightweight, dense zote foam. And then we take more dense polyurethane foam and we'll sculpt that to create special features. Very lightweight, they're easy for people to wear, cool, we have ventilation systems put in them. That's especially important when you're dealing with international requirements because the weather is so much different. We've been doing this since 1983 and the company really took off in the mid-80s and especially in 1989. And we've just gone from there. We have a primary manufacturing and sales office here in Edmonton. We have a secondary manufacturing customer service office and sales office in Atlanta. And then we have sales representative offices in New York, Philadelphia, Toronto, San Diego, in Japan, in Madrid, and in London. Internationally, I would think the attractions industry is probably one of our biggest areas. So for example, we'll do Portal World in Egypt. We do Two Oceans Aquarium in Johannesburg. We're working on Moomin World.
Men då finns det ju ingenting som hindrar dig från att gå hem.
A lot of clients in Dubai that have theme parks. So I think a lot of it is more attractions, theme parks, museums. We've done a lot of clownfish costumes for museums. They're really popular for the European marketplace. So I would say internationally it's more the attractions area as opposed to the corporate area, which is more North American.
So North American is where your corporate...
Yeah. Whether they're product-based, like say a Hershey Corporation, or whether it's an industry, say like retail industry like Toys R Us. They have their Jeffrey costume, or it could be an industry like quick service food restaurant industry. So we do like McDonalds, and so we'll build Grimace and Birdie, and those sorts of things. These guys are actual little seals, and his name is Papa Porto, and they're going to a theme park called Porto World in Egypt.
Oh, neat.
The interesting thing here is they placed an order with us. They bought 2, and they ordered another 16. Because they're international, they have to make a deposit on their order before we'll move forward. They made their deposit, and then we had the political unrest in Egypt.
Right.
And everything stopped. So we built the costumes to a certain point, and then we waited, and now that things have settled down again, we're back on pace again. And these costumes, though, when we're sending costumes to a country that's a little bit unstable, we either have to have them EDC, insured, or we demand payment full in advance to make sure that they actually get paid. We were focusing on, first of all, the Canadian marketplace. Then we realized the potential in the U.S. markets. So we established an office in the mid to late 80s in Bridgeport, Connecticut, just so we had a U.S. representation or address. And once we began working with some of our U.S. companies, our clients, who are multinationals, that led to the requirement to send costumes elsewhere. So, for example, American Greetings, even though it says American Greetings, their greeting card company sends cards around the world.
Yeah.
So we were building Care Bears for them and sending them all over the place. So it just kind of naturally grew from there. And I think the appeal of this particular type of product is one where it's an international appeal.
Right.
Same thing with cartoon characters. Another thing, we went out to the marketplace here to build theme park characters based around, say, the Warner Brother characters. And the next thing you know, you're building Bugs Bunny, and you're sending Bugs Bunny or the Pink Panther to Europe, to theme parks in Spain and Italy. Because it's an unusual product, what do you classify it as?
Right.
Right?
It's not really clothing. It's
No.
not something you'd wear to work.
Right, exactly.
Well, some people do, I guess.
Yeah, some people do, yeah. We sent some costumes to the wrong place. And the wrong place in Asia.
Oh, no.
So that wasn't good. The leader may know where he wants to go, but he may not know the best way to get there. And he needs the other people on the bus to help him find his way, or her find his way, or her way. And so, is it the right marketing person? Is it the right salesperson? Is it the right operational person? Is it the right financial partner? Is it the right general manager? And you go down the list. Is it the right person heading up your internal finances? And so once you have those people in the right seats, then you begin to have a little bit more operational excellence. What I learned is look at your people, and just because they're set up to do this particular set of responsibilities, and they're doing 90% of them great and 10% of them poorly, and then you're focusing on the 10% they're not doing well, that's a mistake. They're still a really good person. Just change the responsibilities. Make them focus more so that they're more productive and happy. Part of operational excellence is understanding everything that you're doing from step one all the way through to once you've actually followed up with the customer. And these are all the things that have to happen as you go through the process. And the interesting part of it all is that the production part starts here. Okay? So you have to be very organized at the front end to be able to do the stuff at the back end. And this is a work in progress. We're trying to find ways to improve what we're doing, again, for operational excellence. And the more we do that, the more we can stay competitive and the more profitable we'll be. The hedgehog's been around for thousands of years. Okay, it's a little rodent, it's a spiky little thing. It eats bugs and stuff in the ground, and worms and stuff like that. But who eats rodents? Foxes, coyotes, but foxes, and they're smart, right? So how come the fox can't get the hedgehog? It's smarter, faster, stronger, right?
Yeah.
It's because the hedgehog, instead of being good at a bunch of things, is really, really good at One day. What makes you and your company different and better than all of the other ones, or potentially different and better? It isn't making a better costume, in my humble opinion. One day I can make one better than somebody, the next day they'll make something better. But what made us really, really successful, right from the very beginning, was our dedication to 100% customer satisfaction. We only have 1.5 full-time salespeople here. That's it. Okay. So how do we sell so many costumes, and how do we take care of so many clients? Well, the whole idea is you take your clients and you turn them into representatives. So that's how we did that. So we take a client and we create a strategic alliance with them so that they can help promote us in their particular vertical market or in their geographical area. We have strategic alliances with, you could call them competitors, but they're not. They're contemporaries.
Okay, yes, yeah.
And so we work very closely with a company called Rainbow Productions in London, and they are the IMC of Europe. And so when we made inroads into Europe, we had met these individuals who own that company through the IAPA convention. They wouldn't come and exhibit here in North America, but they would attend to learn and create strategic alliances.
Right.
We established a friendship, and so since that time, we've made sure that we don't infringe upon any of their business. If any of their customers call us, we let our friends know first. We try not to actively pursue any business, definitely within the area of Great Britain. And we work together, so we'll work together right now, for example. In fact, I got an email from Jack at Milestone, another strategic alliance. He's in the special events, live event business, and he's the best in North America at that. And so Jack is working with myself and with Rainbow Productions in London to try to coordinate the global business for all of the Warner Brother character properties. And we're working with Bob Wycamp, who's the Vice President of Consumer Products, which is basically their licensing division down in California. And we've been working on it for a long time. It's not an easy project to get, but we're going to get it sooner or later. And it would never happen unless we had this type of strategic alliance. And Bob over at Warner Brothers, that's why he likes doing business with me. Because he sees those alliances. He knows that if he needs live event productions in Australia or in Asia, this can be coordinated through IMC and Milestone. If he needs them in Europe, it can be coordinated through Rainbow, who he's already doing some business with. And he knows the consistency of being able to produce product in 2 major theaters around the world, the European theater and the North American theater, and to have it always built the same high quality, because you have 2 companies working together, is very powerful. So when you're in a competitive environment, if you can create enough of a respect, mutual respect amongst each other, you can really, really leverage that to your advantage. The Canadian brand, it's a lot more than beavers and moose and maple syrup. I mean, when you start to take a look at all of the goods produced in Canada that go across the border into the United States, it's just phenomenal. We've all heard about the lumber issues, and we understand why those are there. But at the same time, when you take a look at the Canadian brand, what we should be known for more than anything is our ability to export. And because if we're exporting to one of the largest, if not the largest, the second largest consuming economy in the world, and we're the largest exporter to that country, that has to say something for us. So if you're bumping into people on the street here in Edmonton or anywhere in Canada, and they're thinking about, well, how am I going to be perceived if I'm trying to export product to Italy? Well, maybe the Italians need to know how much we export, not just to Italy, but to other countries. So if we're capable of doing that, we're capable of taking care of you.
Thanks for joining us today, and hopefully you liked entering into Joel's cartoon world a little bit.
Yeah, well, thanks for having me. I really appreciate it. It's a lot of fun.